Hey everyone, your designers are here. I'm Anita at Cedar Hill Farmhouse.
And I'm Yvonne at Stone Gable.
And I'm Kelly at My Soulful Home.
We've got tips and tricks and decorating advice for you today, so let's get started.
Hi, everybody. Today is episode 116, and we're talking about Thanksgiving table inspiration. We have so many great ideas for you, and you're going to be setting a gorgeous table, and especially if you use some of these tips and advice.
I love to set a table.
It's probably one of my favorite things.
It really is fun. And you know what's so important is to give yourself the time to do it so you're not running around like a lunatic at the last minute, searching for, dare I say, your pickle forks or something important.
I know.
So start now.
I do not have a pickle fork.
Well, you should. I am disappointed that you don't have a pickle fork.
I do have an asparagus server, though, darling.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, I rest my case. I'm so glad you do. And next time you go to Round Top, I know you're going to be looking for pickle forks. Okay, so
and iced teaspoons.
Well, I probably do have one somewhere.
You probably do,
to be honest.
Yeah. Well, how do you say pickle in front?
I don't know. Everyone thinks I speak French, but I really don't. I mean, when I go to France, what I say is je ne comprends pas, which means I don't know what you're saying.
Well, you just spoke French saying that. Well, my daughter is learning French. So Laura was teaching me the colors yesterday.
It could be. I wouldn't know.
It could. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to check with Laura on that. I'm not sure if it is all the pickles or it's just those tiny little
certain pickles. Kind of those little sweet tiny baby gherkin pickles.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I have a friend I have a friend, and when they travel, this is really true. I mean, you think people don't do this, but she says he really does. Her husband, when they travel, instead of speaking the language, just says keeps speaking in English. No, he speaks louder, but he speaks with the accent of the people. So he would be saying, pickle fork.
She keep a straight face.
And talk really loud. And
they wonder why Americans have a bad reputation in France. Okay. It's because of that man. Stop it. Okay, let's hit the table.
Love it.
So, when I first started blogging, I would set the table and pretend like I was having some big party, which would explain why I'd set this big table. And now it's just a thing bloggers set the table, and it doesn't have to be, and we know it's just kind of for ideas, and it's not necessarily when you're having the party, because usually, so anyway, it's just kind of nice now that I can admit sometimes I'm setting the table, but it's just for the blog. Because, we're setting a Thanksgiving table to show in the beginning of November when we're actually not, by the time we're actually setting it, it's too late to show that picture.
Oh, yeah. Your table has gotten dusty if you let it sit there.
However, that goes along. I'm going to give you the best Thanksgiving tip you will ever get.
Oh,
I want it.
Oh, wait a minute. Is she expecting something in return?
No, I am not.
I think she is.
No, I think she is. I'm just telling you the name of my post. That's the name of my post.
I think this is the signal that get ready.
Wait,
I deserve the tip of the day.
You are cruel. You are cruel.
This is true.
Okay. Well, it's all about planning. And I remember I would do this fabulous Thanksgiving, and I have the perfect way to cook a turkey and do all this work, but it's such a work intensive holiday, especially for whoever's going to be cooking it and hosting it. My sister always says, I'll tell you the funny story later. But anyway, people would ask me, can I help you? But by that time, I am just so focused on and going 1,000 miles an hour. It's so hard for me to even say, yes, here's what you can do. And sometimes that thought process of thinking that out, it's even harder than doing it myself. So what I decided to do one Thanksgiving is write on a 3x5 cards all the things that people could help me with.
I like
from
that.
Starting at the beginning to clean up. And what I did is I bought like $6 or $8 store white dish pans. And when somebody would say, especially like for cleanup, I would say, can you help me? Oh, absolutely. And I'd have on the 3x5 card, please collect all silverware and put it in this dishpan. And I would put the note in the dishpan, hand them the dishpan. They would do that. And then in my laundry room, I had a table set up. And I have hot running water. I've got a sink in my laundry room. And I would then say, please put the silverware, or I won't say silverware because I don't soak those, but like, please pick up all the dinner plates. And they would scrape them off, do that, and then put them in sudsy water and stick them on this big long table in my laundry room.
I'm totally blown away. I'm dazed. I can't even ring the bell. That is like, wow.
Hey,
I mean, talk about organization.
No, this will help you so much.
It's early, but I'm okay.
Well, I'm telling you, this was such a light bulb moment.
Anita, how can we not give it to her?
Yeah, really?
I think we're going to have to.
8 years ago, I had
8 years ago? We're going back 8 years now.
Well, this happened 8 years ago, and I had all this company coming, and we had like 3 different tables set up in my, dining room foyer. And I'm thinking, oh, this is way too much. And I thought, you know what? People always ask me, and I just don't have the brain power to explain everything. So I did it all beforehand. And then
this is the mind of a teacher. Look at the planning that went into this, and the clear instructions, the written instructions they can refer to it.
And then the table was totally clear. And what we like to do is people like to have their own Thanksgivings, but we later in the evening, we'll have a lot of people over for dessert. And it's like, bring your own dessert. We have this big dessert bar, Thanksgiving dessert bar.
What a great idea. So they just bring what's left over, or do they have to make something new?
Well, no, they usually make something new because we don't eat dessert right after we eat this huge Thanksgiving meal.
Oh, great idea.
Like we would just that would be just beyond gross.
Okay, I'm going to listen. That's the second tip of the day. I want to call this one out seriously because this is mind blown here.
I feel vindicated.
No, listen, let me tell you what this is. Because putting a Thanksgiving meal together is such a big job. Plus, people want to be with their own families. So what a great idea to just have a dessert event. And I love having parties where it's just dessert. You just have to have them later in the day. But what a great idea.
Yeah, we do it about 7:00 in the evening. We've invited several families or whatever. I mean, it can be huge because, and honestly, we just use paper plates, nice ones, matching napkins. We have libations.
And everyone brings some dessert. I love the idea.
That's a great idea.
So everyone's bringing something and it's desserts. It's so much less work.
And by
use
then,
paper plates.
We've cleaned up the dinner mess. I mean, it is a group effort because
you made everybody work.
Well, they don't have to, but if you offer, and believe me, people want to do their part. Like Bob definitely does the sink. I mean, he's just amazing. He's in that sink and he cleans everything up. My kids know where things go. They help put things away. So we're done and we can enjoy an evening of dessert.
Okay. Great ideas. Such great ideas. Okay. Let's get back to, or stay on. I shouldn't say get back to, but let's focus on what we're going to put on that table.
Mm-hmm. Can I just say, it's such a sloppy meal and a work intensive meal.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily always love to have tablecloths. This is one time that I put a tablecloth down, and maybe even like, I used to have like the big pads that went on my very beautiful inlaid mahogany table when I had it.
Yep.
To save the table, but I don't have that. So I have a huge, big piece of heavy plastic that goes down underneath my beautiful tablecloth.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Smart.
The old time tables all came with these heavy, very intense table covers, protectors. And now the newer tables don't come with those. So actually, I bought I went to the fabric store, bought some really heavy duty vinyl.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I did.
Right, that's felt lined. So I put that on and then do a nice linen tablecloth on top.
Do you know what? I did not use the felt line, but that might be a good idea.
That
just
is
even to buy a few swaths of felt to put down underneath that.
Yeah. But I mean, of course, you still can't really put anything hot on it, but because you don't want to melt the vinyl.
Right.
But it does really help protect that table.
It does. And I think that's important. And also, if I just love a white tablecloth, especially, it's going to get really yucked up. And this is one time that I just have such an aversion to taking my tablecloths every time I use them to the dry cleaner. This might be a good time to do that, or wash it yourself if it's not linen, and then take it to the dry cleaner and have it pressed.
Great idea.
I always shy away from the very expensive tablecloths because it's just stressful if somebody gets, and somebody is going to get something on it. So how do you guys feel? Because I'm kind of a runner girl. I don't really do tablecloths in general, but I think it does look beautiful on a Thanksgiving table or a Christmas table.
Well, I have a friend who sells linens, and she kind of gave me the secret sauce for cleaning vintage and antique linens. And I use this to get mildew off of something.
Oh.
I had a pot.
Do you have a post about it?
Well, no, but I guess I need to. But
but do it in time so we can put it in the show notes.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you real quickly, though.
Give it up now.
Yeah,
you might get
a secret.
You might get another
equal
tip.
parts powdered biz, powdered, just the old fashioned Tide, and powdered OxyClean.
Oh, okay.
Equal parts of all three, and you soak it. You don't even look at it till it's been you soak it in hot water with those. You don't even look at it for 24 hours.
Don't even look at it.
You don't look at it for 20, and then so it's actually a several day process. So,
then can you throw it in your washing machine like in a really delicate cycle?
Yeah, but linen does not need a delicate cycle.
Okay.
I don't think
this is
so.
for any color, or is this just for white?
No, it's for any color because it doesn't have any bleach in it.
They're all color safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Wow.
Okay, great ideas. So I love the idea of the felt lined vinyl underneath for protecting if you don't have something to protect your table. Although I'm not sure what I'm worried about because my Girl Scout table, I purposely left out the rain. So, but now it's to the patina perfection. I wouldn't want someone to get something that I
like a wine ring on
I
it or
wouldn't
something.
want, right? So, so I'm going to copy that idea, and then I'm definitely going to use a tablecloth. I think that would be really pretty. So I'm going to I don't know that I'm going to go to the expense of getting a linen one, but maybe I'll look for some like a linen.
Well, you get
one.
a vintage one. They're not so expensive.
Right.
Or what about just a vintage linen bed sheet?
Yeah, although they're not necessarily cheap depending on where you get them. But that's what I actually use are the homespun linen sheets, and they're actually very rough. They're not what you would think of as a traditional sheet.
Girls, I just thought of something. Do you remember the Belgian linen curtains that I painted over in my family room? Remember they were just plain, and then I took a big stencil and
the stenciled ones. Yeah.
Guess what I'm going to use this Thanksgiving?
Whoa!
They'd be beautiful on my table.
Oh, absolutely.
Nice.
I have 4 panels of them, and I'm going to make pillows out of some of them.
Yes, you are.
But yes, I always make pillows out of my wayward curtain panels. But I'm going to use that for one of my tables.
Well, what a great idea! And did anyone ever see that old Ellen show before she had the talk show? She had a sitcom. And her mother
I never watched that.
Okay, so her mother wanted her to get married, so she bought her a wedding dress. Of course, Ellen was never going to use it. But she had been watching Martha Stewart, and she wanted this fancy holiday meal. So she used the wedding dress as her tablecloth.
Hey, repurposing. We love that. You go, Ellen.
Yeah, go, Ellen. Elegant ding, ding, ding for you, Ellen. Okay, so now if you're doing tablecloth, I like to still add a runner. How do you feel about that?
I love
runner
it.
on top.
I don't have it.
I haven't seen that done, but yeah, I guess you could.
Runner for Thanksgiving. Wow, that would be beautiful.
Okay, and I think if you're setting a holiday table, chargers is a great idea.
Oh yes, but you can also use. I've got super large white plates that are so large. I think they're about 10 inches. Which are they're bigger than that anyway, because you can put a nice sized dinner plate on them and they're larger. So you can even use something like that as a charger.
Right.
Well, and here's another thing. If you, I like to see a table not set in paper. That doesn't mean that if you like paper products and you have 32 people over or 4, just use what you love. But I like bring out my dishes because I have such an affinity for them. Now, let's say I'm going to have 14 people at my dinner table. I may not have 14 plates that are all the same. So I mix and match. Like I'll put, that would make it seven plates, or I'll use 3 different patterns and then I just mix up all my patterns. So somebody may get the square white plate with the great edging and the brown transferware salad plate, and somebody might get the round plate. That's my Mikasa countryside, and they may get the brown plate with the turkey on it. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think that's
And
a
I
great
just
idea.
Mix that up.
I love doing that.
Yeah. And if you've got your limited color palette, here we go again.
There you go.
It all works together and it'll look fantastic. You can even buy craft paper. You could cover your entire table with craft paper, which is such a fun, casual way to do it.
That's
but you
a great
could,
idea.
again, mix the highs and the lows. If you're going to do the craft paper, bring out your crystal or find some crystal at a thrift store and use that. And so you're really mixing it up, which,
And
we
Kelly.
all 3 of us love so much.
Don't you just love a great recommendation from a friend? Well, we're delighted to be recommending these companies and their wonderful products to you today. And let them know your friends at DTT sent you. Inevitably, with the new year come wellness goals. One very effective and easy to reach goal is to add dose to your wellness regime. Dose is expertly formulated organic wellness shots that support your liver in one delicious drink. Formulated with ingredients clinically shown to support liver health. Potent turmeric, milk thistle, and ginger. There's 0 sugar and 0 calories. Did you know that your liver performs over 500 special functions? Since I learned all that my liver is doing, I started with Dose to support all those vital functions. I take a shot of refreshing Dose 2 times per week to combat everyday toxins from food, meds, alcohol, and unhealthy air. Since starting with Dose about a month ago, I am definitely feeling an overall improvement in my health. So if you want to give Dose a shot and invest in your health like I have, Dose is offering DTT listeners 15% off your first order, plus an additional 15% off if you subscribe for a monthly delivery. That's 30% off your first order. So go to dosedaily.co/DTT and use the code DTT. That's dosedaily.co.co/DTT and use the code DTT. Green Chef is a delicious delight any time of year, but especially during the holidays. What a wonderful vision to behold as the Green Chef boxes on your doorstep. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well. And it makes eating well so easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat a more balanced diet. So let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season. And if you've got guests coming, shop Green Bundles. They're now available at the Green Market. It's your one-stop shop for nutritious grab-and-go breakfasts, including vegan options, brunch kits, wholesome lunches, ready-to-eat snacks, veggie sides, and more. You can feel your best this December and do your best with Green Chef because they offset 100% of the delivery emissions as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. Go to greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT and get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. greenchef.com/60DTT and use the code 60DTT to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months.
What about using that craft paper as a runner?
Yes.
And then you
great
could write
idea.
like on the ends of it, grateful, or you could write some beautiful things on it.
Yes.
I do. There's a tradition in our house, whoever has Thanksgiving dinner. Now we usually have about 14. It grows a little. Maybe we'll have like 18. And we put a small gift at each place setting.
I love something special at each place setting, whether
Now-
it's a tiny
Well,
little
I love
bud
getting
vase.
a little gift.
Well, my
a
sister,
little pumpkin.
my
something.
sister,
What's in the little gift?
Well, my sister lives in DC, and one year she got us a book about from, I think it was from like Kennedy on, the White House Christmases. And that's
that's a nice gift.
Yeah, that was a very nice gift. But one year, what I did is I found a baby picture of every single person in my family. And this was
so
their name.
involved.
This was their name cards. And I had little tiny frames, just like maybe a 2x3. And I even like had my stepfather's 89. So I even like had one of him, and he lived in an orphanage. So those things are few and far between, but we did find one.
Aww.
And I put everybody's baby picture in a little frame. And at the top, I put little pine cones and a little bit of green and a loop. So it became a place card. So you'd find your place by finding your baby picture. And then that became a Christmas ornament for your tree.
Well, I'm so impressed.
Just stop. Listeners, don't try this the morning of Thanksgiving.
Well, that's the truth.
No,
It's going to be a little
got
planning.
to plan. Absolutely.
Wow.
Okay, so let's go
That's
the
good
other
stuff.
way. So how do you feel? I'm just asking for a friend.
A friend I know, quote unquote. Air quotes.
No, this
Her friend
this
who wanted
actually,
to put the pumpkin pie back together and bring it to the dessert party.
this was and I'm going to label this air quotes incident, a family incident,
Okay.
because someone wanted to put
gonna
the
be
pots
good.
and pans on the table for Thanksgiving.
No, Thanksgiving is. I'm speechless. Okay. Can I do wah wah? Okay, that's about all I can do.
Kelly.
Okay,
That was the reaction I had. I'm like, what? No, it's Thanksgiving. You can't do
Maybe
that.
if they're lactose, maybe. I don't think so, though.
No. And you've got to, and maybe that's just lack of planning, because literally we were talking off mic about this, and we were saying, like, literally start making your list now and start knowing what you're going to use. Start, down to your spoons, know what you're going to use.
Yeah. Because if you're doing it, it's more fun if you can enjoy it. If you're doing it in the last minute, it's stressful. You feel like a slave.
I have a little story to tell. I usually am the one that does Thanksgiving, and I actually love Thanksgiving. It's a very special holiday to me. And one year, and now we share it a little more. But like the first time my sister did it, maybe it was 8 years ago. And,
I think it's her turn again. 8 years.
Well, no, I mean, that's the first time she hosted. She's done it since then. Okay. But the night before we go, and it's just, I'm exhausted on Thanksgiving evening. But then we go to my sister's house Wednesday, and she said it was only a cocktail party. It's like she had a full-blown on dinner for like 24 people.
Well, she was a chef, wasn't she?
Well, and she had heavy hors d'oeuvres to me. I'd rather make Thanksgiving dinner than do heavy hors d'oeuvres.
I agree. It's a lot less work.
So she had this huge cocktail party, and they were the life of the party, and it was beautiful. And I'm going like, I'm a slug. I'm a slug. I can't. And I mean, I just couldn't imagine. I get so tired, and I'm thinking, what is wrong with you? So the next day, she was like, she said to everybody, she said, I just want to go to bed. So enjoy your Thanksgiving dinner. So I kept, okay, maybe I may be a slug, but I'm a wise slug.
She put herself, yeah. She put herself in a coma.
Oh my gosh. She was like so grumpy, and my sister's not grumpy, but we called her the kitchen czar, but we didn't call her that. It was more of it was a naughty name, like the kitchen,
right.
Think of Seinfeld. Yes. Oh, but I thought to myself, this is why, you just have to plan. You have to think how much energy you have.
Right. Yeah. And you don't have to go crazy. I mean, I love what Yvonne did. And obviously Yvonne is a planner, an Uber planner. And so she had these baby pictures, and she did all this, and I hope, and I know she enjoyed every minute of creating them and all of that. But she wasn't trying to do it in the 3 days before Thanksgiving.
No,
yeah,
I know.
Maybe you started in August.
Plan that.
Right?
Well, and then as far as the table goes, I usually do a couple of days ahead, because we eat in the breakfast room or at the island in the kitchen, and the Thanksgiving is always in the dining room. So I'll go ahead a couple days before. I set my table up. I set the tablecloth. I decide which dishes, and there's several. I collect dishes, so no shame
You've got
there.
lots of options.
So I have to decide which ones I'm going for, and then I actually have lots of flatware and silverware. So which set is going to work the best with the dishes I chose. And then
it's
the
such fun,
stemware.
right?
So it's
because you love that.
For me, it's
fun for you.
Well, and that's the weird thing because I love my dishes so much. It's not all the time, but after a special meal, I love washing the dishes because I get to play with my dishes still.
You get to visit with them.
I know, visit.
I don't think you'd love it as much if you had to do it 2 hours before your company comes.
No, but see, that's what I'm saying. I enjoy it. And,
That's right.
and I get it all. And that's what I'm saying. I decide on the dishes. I get them all set out. The napkins. How am I going to display the napkins? I decide and I already know because I have a list of everything I'm making. I go ahead and get every serving bowl out, every platter. I have the serving utensil next to every platter or bowl. I know what's going in every bowl. And that's a couple days before. So then, yeah.
Anita,
here's
here's what I also do. The white dish pans are the most fabulous things. And again, I have that utility table set up in my laundry room, and I literally get stuff out way ahead, like a week before, and I'll put like all my dishes and all my napkins all in these little laundry tubs. Like dish pans, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I go ahead and put it on the table though. Yeah.
But I mean, I do this like a week before, a week and a half before.
Okay.
Not my serving pieces, but just the table.
I think
and it makes my life easier.
Well, I think maybe it's part of how we process things. I need to see it on the table to decide what I'm using. So I start setting the table to decide what I'm using. I don't even know till I see it on the table. So I wouldn't be able, and plus I don't know, it doesn't, my laundry rooms, I mean, it works better if I just go ahead and put it on the table.
Yeah. I mean, if you have the room to do that somewhere, that's fine.
Yeah. But you could set it aside too. I mean, but I think the trick is you really do have to plan ahead, and then everything that I can make the day before, I make the day before.
And not only that, if people ask, can I bring something? We know what I say. Yes, thank you.
Right.
You know, absolutely. In our household, I do the turkey, and my mother used to be, we called her Gravy Babe, and she'd do the gravy. Now I'm Gravy Babe. So I do that, and I do the mashed potatoes, but everybody else brings everything
and that's
else.
so nice, and everybody feels part of it too. I have another idea, and that you would want to start a little bit earlier so you could have it ready for Thanksgiving. It's something I started about maybe it's like 9 years ago already. It's a grateful box or a thankful box, whatever you want to call it.
I love the name of that.
Thank you. And the first year we did it, I actually just decorated, Laura and I did it, and she was so tiny then. We just decorated a shoebox. And the idea was that it would be this box where we would have these pretty little cards, and everybody would write down something that they were thankful or grateful for. And we'd mix them up and go around the table and read them out loud before we started the meal. And then I would save the cards from year to year. So maybe the next year, or maybe even the year after, I got these little, they're not so little, maybe like a nice jewelry size wooden box from Joann's or something. You can buy those. And I painted it, and I actually used our friend Marion's Miss Mustard Seed, one of her yellow milk paints. And I decorated the outside, and I'm making 2 of them. When honestly, I'm not totally finished with the second one because I wanted to have one for each of my girls. Yeah, full disclosure. I should have started 2 weeks before. I would have had 2 of them. So now I have this pretty box. And then I took the ones we'd already did. Each year is in its own envelope with the year written on it.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And then each year I get some pieces of pretty cardstock, and you can usually cut them in half, make them sort of index card size. And I have a selection of pens that I bought the first time. And those are the pens I keep in the box every year. So there's, I have about 10 pens depending on how many people we have. And then I'll put that somewhere where everybody's place is. And then I just put the box off to sort of the side on one of the side tables. And as the table is set up, and I tell people what it is if they're not familiar, or my family starts thinking in the morning what they're going to write. And everybody, while we're sort of milling about, they go and fill it out, and then they just put it in the box. And then I mix them up, and we share them during dinner, before dinner starts. And then we say that.
Oh, how sweet.
And I love to, I mean, the kids are probably like, I know they are like, let's start eating. And I like to go like, let's look what we said in 2007.
And as the older they get, the more they'll love that. That is such a good idea.
So I have a post that I did about that. So
I may have to steal some of that.
Go ahead, clean out your closet, then head straight to Quinn's. I love every item Quince offers, from wardrobe to decor. And I can really recommend their Ultra Stretch Super Wide Leg Pant at $49.90. The price is unbeatable, and the look is so flattering. It keeps you in on top and flares out of the bottom. Everything feels right with Quince. The price, the quality, and the sustainability. Quince offers a range of luxury wardrobe and home goods at prices within reach. And like Quince's clothing, their home goods are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. Once you've cleaned out your closet and refreshed with Quince, you can also add something to your home decor. So give your wardrobe and your home the refresh it needs with Quince. Go to quince.com/DTT to get free shipping and 365-day returns on your next order. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DTT. And let me know how you love those pants. Pesto pork chops over Parmesan polenta. Not that easy to say, but oh so easy to make with Green Chef. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit company for eating well, and we have such a great deal for you. You're going to save $250. Listen on for the details on that. Green Chef makes eating well easy for any lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. You know, we're getting into the busy holiday season, so it's a perfect time to have Green Chef help you out. Let Green Chef take the work out of eating clean this holiday season with their chef-crafted, nutritionist-approved recipes featuring fresh ingredients and nothing artificial. And you know what? You don't have to lose track of your healthy eating habits during the holidays. Every Green Chef customer gets a free session with their registered dietitians who will walk you through how to make clean eating work for you. So sign up for your free session and start on the road towards better health today. And that deal I want to tell you about, visit greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order. So that's greenchef.com/DTT250 and use the code DTT250 for $250 off your order.
Let me tell you what we do. There's something called the Legend of the 5 Kernels of Corn. And the legend goes that by the time the very first successful harvest of the Pilgrims came, with the help of the Indians, before that there was only 5 kernels of corn for each person to eat. And so what I do is I have these little tiny white dishes and I put 5 kernels of Indian corn at everybody's place. And we go around the table and we tell what we're thankful for. So there's 5 things you're thankful for. And we just keep going around till the 5 kernels of corn are gone. And I'll tell you, there is so much laughter at our table, but there's also really quite a few tears as well. I mean, we've had some tragedy in our family, but out of some tragedies, we've seen God's hand of blessings that we can be thankful for. And it is just such a sweet time for us. And it really celebrates the true meaning of Thanksgiving. And I have a post about that too. So I'll put that in the show notes. But I think what we're saying is don't let Thanksgiving just be a day where you stuff yourself, another day.
Yeah.
Or where you work so hard that you feel like your sister, like you're going to fall over.
It really is a special day. It's an American holiday. It's a day to be thankful. It's a day to gather with friends and family and to make memories, just like you're doing, Kelly, with your wonderful box. That those are the things that are the glue of families. That's what holds families together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love Thanksgiving too. I mean, it crosses all.
I'm waving the American flag
and all
here.
of that. It's a lovely holiday that everybody can join in. And the things, the thank you box or the 5 kernels of corn, and I'm sure there are other. And if any of our listeners have things that they like to do or traditions that they have, let us know.
Maybe we love that.
We can share them again with everybody else, so they might pick up on them. Especially if you have people that you don't know that well, or people that are in your extended family or in your friend circle, giving them an opportunity to join in the conversation right off the bat when everybody sits down to dinner is really nice too. So it serves a myriad of purposes.
And it's you hit on something so important, Kelly. It's so important to gather together and fellowship, actually talk and share and be inspired and grow in your relationships as you sit down at the table. It's not like, let's eat this really quick or let's eat in front of the TV because a football game is on. And believe me, football in our house is so important. But Thanksgiving Day is a time that we just really set aside for really the most important thing.
Yeah. So we're talking about planning today, and also keep in mind, what do you enjoy? Like Anita's talking about how we all know she loves dishes. We love dishes too, but I think Anita loves dishes more. I really do. a lot.
Dish
it's
queen.
A deep love. And so she really enjoys the process of taking them out of the cupboards and deciding, and I used that last year. Let me use this. And then even washing them, there's something special about that. And because they're vintage, she might be thinking about the other hands that touch them and all that. And that's really special. So if that's what you love, but you hate cooking, order out or tell people to bring it. Or if you love
you
cooking,
host, let everyone else do the cooking.
Yeah. Or if you love to cook and you want to be whipping it all up, take a couple of our tips for the table.
Yeah, just don't put the pots and pans on the table.
Just don't put the pots and pans in.
We do buffet because it's such a big, our table is so full. And can I just say that there's a little hint? I know our local Costco does this. So I'm assuming, I don't know, but I'm just thinking that maybe all Costco's do this. You can get a really fabulous turkey with gravy and stuffing at Costco. And I have quite a few friends who do not like to cook, and that's what they get.
Yeah.
Very good.
And there's nothing wrong. There's no shame there, babe.
No.
Nope.
And really, we love the good food, but we really want to make those family memories. That's most
Exactly.
important.
It's not about feeling like you're going to pass out on the kitchen floor because, you've been working all day. No, I don't need help. Stay out there. Enjoy yourself. Oh, I'm sweating away. Oh my gosh. Let me stir this.
But
So enjoy it.
let me just close with this I have one more little thing to tell you. The day after Thanksgiving for me is probably almost as fun as Thanksgiving Day because and actually everybody in our family works. All the guys though go out to breakfast at a local sort of dive diner, and all the girls get up, stay in their pajamas, and even if my family who lives close, they just come in their PJs or their workout outfits, and we open the refrigerator and we eat whatever we want that we like the best from Thanksgiving, and have coffee and read magazines.
So why are the guys not doing that?
Because they're at the local dive restaurant. It's an all girls event. Oh yeah, the girls do, and then the guys do, and then they go for a hike, and we just have like this really fun girl fest until like early afternoon.
I remember reading that. I think it was on your blog.
Yeah, it is.
Right when I started to, our friendship really started to take off. And I just wanted to come so badly.
Well, come in your pajamas and bring your girls.
Oh my gosh. Okay. One other thought, because I cannot let this episode go by without mentioning something about a centerpiece. And so keep it just, a quick tip, keep it low. It's the easiest way to go. Keep it low. You can even let it sprawl or do an uneven number of small things down the center of the table. And it can be as simple as a few votives and 3 little tiny, arrangements of, or 3 little mums that you wrap the outside in burlap or something like that. It can be so simple.
Well, on that great tip, we're done for the day. So remember, we're here to inspire you to create a beautiful home and Thanksgiving too. Until next time.
Hey there. If you're loving our podcast like we're loving our podcast, we would love you to rate and review us. Head to iTunes to do that. It's easy and it would mean so much to us.